everybody, this is Just Shake Reviews, and behind me is a beautiful 2018 TTS competition. Now, a lot of people don't know what a TT is. Basically, that's Audi's little sport car. I call it the Baby RA because you can get a 5-cylinder engine, which is half of a V10, and the R8, which is a Lamborghini V10. So basically, you're getting a little Lamborghini, in a sense. But that's not what this one is. So, the TT was made back in the 90s when they were from the concept, and the early 2000s when they first came out with it. Basically, they named this car after a famous race back in the early 1900s when Audi was two companies. NCU, NYU, I forget the name, and GSK, I think. I'll correct myself below. Basically, those two companies were competing with the motorcycle, and they won a couple years. Well, later than on, they became one, and they became Audi, and now that's what they are today. So to celebrate that, they named the car after that famous race called the TT, which stands for Tourist Trophy. Now, there have been 3 iterations of the TT. This is the 3rd generation. Like I said before, the first generation was back in 2000. Then you had the 2nd generation, which about, I want to say 08. Yes, sir, 08. Second gen TT.
Yes.
About 08 and about 15 is when they changed. I want to say either 14 or 15. I'm not exactly sure. Well, then back in 2016 or something, they came out with a new car with Geneva, because that's where you go when you show off a new car. Like, hey everybody, look what we got! We got a tiny little car, the new version. And basically, I call it Audi's. Whenever Audi comes with a new car, I call it Audi's new spaceship. The new German spaceship, because they all look like spaceships now. And so what's new for this model? Obviously, the new spaceship look, the whole matrix headlights we're going to. You get 2 options. You can get a little 4-cylinder, which makes about 277 horsepower, or you can get a 5-cylinder with the TTS. Is it the S or TTRS specifically gets the 5-cylinder? The RS gets the 5-cylinder. So this is not that. It's not even an S. It's just an S line, which I'll explain what that is in a second. So the 5-cylinder makes, I forget how much, but that's all TTRS. We'll explain all of that later. Now, the difference between the different models. You have the S line competition, which is not the S. That's completely different. So the way Audi does things is Audi has, like AMG and everything else, they have S and they have RS. S just for sport. It's about middle between that. It has some of the features of the RS, but not as powerful. The S line package is the competition package. It's basically taking on the stuff the S gets for its appearance and puts it on here. All the RS appearance, all that. The only difference is the power and performance. So the TRS will smoke you, whereas the TTS gets, I think it gets a little bit more power. It gets a little more power and more better handling, and the TTRS is the phone thing. So basically, this is a TTRS without the power and performance. Basically. So you can put TTRS back and be like, hey look, I'm in a TTRS and no one can know the difference. But when you go to a track, everyone will make fucking everyone know. So that's about it as far as history go for the gen. I do know this is the last generation of TT we're getting, which is a shame because this is such a good car. In 2019, they announced that Audi is like no longer making the TT. Why? I don't really know. Not many people want little sport cars nowadays. I don't know why, but they're coming up. They might change their mind because we now have Toyota's has the new GR86 as well, the Super BRZ. We have, what else we got? We got a few other companies coming with little sport cars, and so I wouldn't be surprised if there's a fourth gen. There may not be, so don't get your hopes up. Alright, without further ado, let's go walk around and do it Just Shake Review style. or dual clutch?
It's their DSG, so I guess it's their dual clutch.
Ooh, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. Alrighty, is there anything else I should know about the car, engine-wise?
No, that's probably...
Alright, time to move to the most exciting part of an Audi.
The interior.
Yes! I've been excited to explore that cockpit for decades! I have been doing reviews for a while, and needless to say, well, I like the S-Line. I always go do car review or car shows and sit in Audis just so I can look at their cockpits. So how do you... Okay, first off, I feel like I'm in a girl car a little bit. Only because how tiny. Look how I didn't realize how tiny this car is. Wow. This is nice. So how do you... Okay, that's interesting. Wow. I feel cramped a little bit in here. Wow. Okay, this is a little cramped. No offense. This is a tiny car!
Small sports car problems.
This is, like, the RCF didn't feel tiny. This feels tiny. Okay, so this can do a lot of cool stuff. I play with this, but you are the expert. What's cool about this?
So one, the map. It is
super oh my god,
pretty.
Is that Google Maps? What is that?
Yeah, you basically get Google Maps on this, and you can zoom out pretty far.
Oh my god.
And able to zoom in.
And your gauges.
Yeah, and so you can switch the gauges. So if you hit the view button there,
oh my,
it'll switch. So you got your different options there. You get everything more kind of centered, and then you can go back to that. So you get a little bit of everything.
I'm a GIS major. What does this maps? I like this. You have no idea how geeky I'm going now of this. Because what I do is we do maps, or we use a program similar to what that is, and we get to do delay and stuff. This is basically in the car form. I love that so much.
Yeah, and this is just what comes. That's just a standard. Like if you plug in your Android or iPhone, it'll have the respective like CarPlay and.
Wait, in this thing?
Yeah, so if you plug in your phone, it'll switch to the different interface, so it looks more like the regular Android Auto stuff.
Yeah, I've noticed there's no infotainment. This is your infotainment.
That's everything.
Okay.
All of your options are in there.
Oh my god, that is so genius! And look at it. Look how nice this car is. Very minimum buttons. When you put everything in here.
It's all for the driver, not for the passenger.
Exactly. I like that. I really like Audi. This is why Audi is one of my favorite brands of all time, because they know how to make cool stuff. Audi invents new technologies that everybody's gonna copy. Let's be honest here.
Mm-hmm.
And there's different brands who do styles. Audi invents this technology. Everyone else like, okay, this is what the new gen's gonna be. So just everyone copy this, or you're gonna be out of line.
Because the thing I also really like, since you don't have a lot of controls there, you have all the buttons are set up.
I just noticed that. Oh my, whoa, that is so cool.
So you can change the...
And your heated seat, whoa.
So yeah, both sides have the heated seat, so you can either
on
press the
fan
button, or you can turn it.
Why has no one thought of that? Wow, this is genius.
Even for like how you want to, if you want it at your feet.
It's right there.
You just turn it there, and it's physical buttons.
Exactly, not anywhere. It's like you don't have, like my Corolla, everything's right here, and you have to like finger what does what. It's these weird little, I call them train dials, because you have to fiddle what does what. I like how they put it on the air conditioning, and it's just, and is it still work? Can you like move the air vent around?
Yeah. So that's the weird thing that I found on this.
So
most things, you usually actually physically direct it for there.
Yeah.
For how they have it set up, you actually are just supposed to rotate it, and how they have it aimed is how it'll actually blow the air out. So that's the one really weird.
So you can't move the fan blades to change direction. They are the way they are.
Yeah, you have to use this to turn it in order to like get it to blow more in your face or more away from you. Yeah, it's really weird. I don't know why they did that.
Why?
Even for the passenger side, this you have to like.
Okay, that's weird. Okay, so there's two things that Audi does really cool. Really cool new ideas, but weird things. Like, why do you have to do this?
Yeah,
like,
why can't you just turn it towards you? Like
you know
every
the
color
you know
ever?
it's like the old Audi. What's it called? The old A4. It had that cup holder that jutted out for no reason. I tell you, Germans are really good at two things. They're innovative, but they're like, they cut corners and make something really weird. It's like, why did you do that?
Yeah, and then the other thing. So as you see, there's buttons still kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
A lot of these buttons, like there's like 3 or 4 buttons that all do the exact same thing.
Why?
Yeah, so you can go through the menu using the different view. You can hit the menu button. You can navigate using the left arrow and right arrow for that. But all of these do the same.
So basically,
thing.
like a Mercedes, like, we don't want you. YouTube copyright. I'm sorry, you have YouTube copyright now. So basically, they don't want you complaining, so they give you both.
Yeah, so you got everything because I just saw. So you see, you have all the volume buttons. I love the forward, backwards.
I like the wheel design.
And you even have it down here too. There's buttons everywhere. If you forget it on one area, you can find it someplace else.
So one thing I like about this wheel is kind of like a race car wheel.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I don't like about it, it's tiny. This is a tiny car. Everything about this is tiny.
Yes.
I kind of like that because I feel like I feel like this is kind of like a woman domain. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
We also face it. Except for trucks, all cars are girls.
Yeah.
And what I like about it is they've really taken that idea and made it very kind of feminine. So it's like you're like, it's enjoyable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For a girl, I know you're like, oh look, it's a cute little car. But as men can enjoy it for it's a cute little girl.
Yeah, and the flat bottom piece is like, oh, I don't know how great that is. It makes getting out of the car so much easier because so many cars are so hard to get out, especially sports cars.
Yes.
Like you can actually get your knees from, like you don't feel like you're gonna immediately hit your knees for this.
So
it's perfect.
I'm comparing this to, I want to say 4 or 5 different sport cars I've driven. Now some of them are completely different price points, but they're sport cars.
Mm-hmm.
The main one I'm going to be comparing this to is well, I can't compare it to Porsche because that's mid-engine.
It's Porsche.
Yeah, and can't compare it to Ferrari because that would be too bad on this car. I would compare it to the Eclipse GT, which I know that's a completely different car, but that's a viable, but still a sport car. Mm-hmm. The RCF. What else have I done? The Lotus Elise. That's a good car to compare it to. It's old, but still.
It's still a great car.
Yeah. And a few other cars I'm getting. So, is there anything else we can look at? Because this is really, really cool.
Yeah, so you have the drive select, the changes to the different options. Like the RCF had the knob to turn. So this, you can use this button here to go through the different options.
What's the fun one?
So the fun one is dynamic.
Why not call it engage mode or?
But you can also, if you don't want to have to reach down, you can also change it from this little button.
Oh, okay.
Here.
That's not doing anything, but it's okay.
Okay, guess it just didn't work this time, but yeah, normally you can press this one or this one to switch through the different modes.
I'm ready. Ready to have some fun?
Let's go.
Sweet, I'm excited. All right.
That, because you got the automatic wiper.
Sweet. Gotta check where. Hold on, guys, you're on backwards. Yeah, the whole drive will be up my hair. I mean, for some people they might like that, but I personally want to see the car.
Right.
This is so much fun. So I've driven different German car transmissions. Is this one weird? I've heard some of them are really weird. Is this
at low speed? It's kind of funky and a little jerky, but once you get up to speed, then it feels good. You have to shift it a certain way to get fun out of it, or is it just like a regular car? It's really just you put your foot down
and have
fun. It feels good.
Okay. Oh, that's nice.
Because yeah, we got it in dynamic mode, so
Okay,
it
so
should feel good.
well, that's easy. Oh, hello. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, wow. I feel like I'm driving a spaceship. Ooh. 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 I like this. My first modern Audi. In Florida. Ooh.
Has a little pep, not too much pep.
Ooh. How does it handle? Ooh, not bad. Not bad at all. That's not bad. It doesn't really do hardcoring like a rear-wheel drive car do, but that's because it's all-wheel drive. The car says no. This is a nice car though. Wow. Thank you for letting me drive it. No
problem.
Ooh, let's see if she'll play. If you don't mind. Sweet. She likes to play a little bit. Have you ever done that with this car?
Yeah, actually, the second day I owned it, I took it up the Blood Mountain and drove it around. I hadn't even had it 24 hours.
Ooh. Ooh, very tight cornering. It's not too good, like it does have a limit. I can feel like it's like, do not do it too much. Do not do this too much. I can only handle so much, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely learned that around Blood Mountain. I could do pretty good turns, but it wasn't the same as the BMWs that I was
or a Porsche. Porsche it literally says do whatever you want. I don't give a damn.
You probably can't reach the limit.
Exactly. It's like, I don't care what you do. I'm just here to please you. That's kind of what the car is. TT, this car is kind of like, I have a limit, respect it, deal with it. We can have fun, but respect my limit or you will crash. That's basically what this car's saying.
Basically.
It's not as good as the A6 I drove, and that's because that's an Autobahn car. This is not an Autobahn car. This is just your typical daily driver, you know what I mean?
Try it out in comfort mode, see if you think it's any good. Whereas it's not as peppy in this mode. You don't get the same noises.
I feel like this is in work mode.
Yeah, now this is just kind of the you just want to get around town. You're not trying to be.
You're not trying to have fun.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I feel like I'm driving a German. I feel like I'm in Germany. Like when you're in different, like you're in different environments and you drive different cars and you're like, this is your lifestyle, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I feel like when I'm driving this car, I feel like I'm driving a German lifestyle. You know what I mean? This is my lifestyle, you know what I mean? And the car you drive says that, you know what I mean? It's funny how that is. Different cars say different things about you and different influences on you, you know what I mean? What your lifestyle is, you know what I mean?
And then, of course, we came here for sports cars.
Yeah. Please keep that in dynamic, please. Like when you turn off the car, can you keep it in dynamic? Or
yes.
Yay! So the Audi does care about that you want to have fun.
They even have an individual mode, so you can make most of like the handling feel more soft and whatnot, but you can have it so you can hear the engine noise all the time.
Oh my god, yeah. So I like the handling. This in sport mode, the steering is very, I would say it's stiffer, but I like that. So I can easily grip it, you know what I mean? So I can turn it around and do what I want with it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The handling, like the drive quality, it's very superb. It's not the best in the world. It's no Bentley or I like it better than the BMW. I will tell you that. I like it a little bit better than BMW. For different reasons. BMW was comfortable, but it was mainly the reason this car was uncomfortable was because it was low to the ground. It was very harsh ride. This is low to the ground, but it's not, you know, lowered, and it's comfortable.
Yeah, that's those things are like some of the reasons why I was really excited to move back to this.
This is really nice, and the seats are good bolstering. I like that they're bolstering. You know what I mean? So you would think you wouldn't get that in this kind of a car. Yeah, they're like,
I already get kind of more looks and everything than I did in the RCF. Even though when you actually know what the RCF is,
It's
just as expensive.
And
it has way more power, just as luxurious, but people don't look at it.
You know why?
People look at this.
You know why people don't look at the Lexus? Because it's a Toyota.
They're just like, oh, it's no big deal.
It's just something that can buy on the street, like a Corolla. Everyone has it. When you buy this car, you are exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
You feel special, and that's what I love about Audis.
And even though this is a base TT, you're not gonna see these really on the road at all.
No, you're not.
For the good or bad.
At my school, there's only one TT, and it's an S, and owned by a teacher.
Yeah.
And and my favorite thing about this car, besides the whole interior and everything, well, basically the whole thing. I like everything about this car, except for the things I don't like about the car.
That's a very good package.
It just needs to be a little bit better. Now, I love the bolstering of the car. You know what I mean? I love the way this car is made. You know what I mean? Just the chassis. You know what I mean? The chassis itself, the way they hammer the car and they make the steel, they sample the, you know what I mean? When they make the, like, mold the chassis, it's not like a regular car. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why for this, because I was even trying to test drive the TTRS, everything that you like about this one and the things that you dislike, the RS improves on all of those. From what I've heard, it's just as fast,
yeah,
as like a GTR.
Oh my god.
It has really great handling. It's probably on par with
so basically
the
the TTRS is one of the best cars you can buy.
That's not a Porsche.
That's not Porsche or Lamborghini or Ferrari or
and if you tune them, it's going to give people who have supercars, they're gonna be like, wait, why are you faster than me? Because the all-wheel drive system plus the 5-cylinder engine, just it puts down power.
Oh my god, I need
really well.
I need to find someone with a TTRS. Do you know anyone?
I do not. Not the new one. The previous one is probably just a little faster than this. It still is great because it's 6-speed manual. But the new one, like everything that was wrong with that one, they just made it better.
Oh my god, I'm in love with this car. This car is awesome. If I had the money, I would go out and buy one. Actually, I would buy any Audi, because any Audi, I just like Audi. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like you like a band. You like different songs. I like Audi. Everything Audi does, everything Audi makes, I like. Except for their SUVs. Their SUVs are kind of, they're nice. They're just kind of.
It's an SUV.
It's an SUV. You know what I mean?
It's only as good as an SUV can be.
Yes. So I would say this is the best sport car you can buy, except for a few cars that. Now, for the price point, there's other cars that are better, and for that price point, yada yada yada. But for this car is the price point. This is the best sport car I reviewed, except for a Porsche, and that's a Porsche. So that concludes my review. How's it going, guys? Just Jake here. I really enjoy this car a lot. It's really a lot fun. The only thing that it's lacking is, like I said in the video, constantly power and a little bit more better handling. Besides that, it's a great car. My only gripe for her recommendation is, if you pay only $10,000 more, you can get a TTS, which it has more power, it's better handling. It's what the TTS line is lacking. Only problem is, this right now, as recording this, the TT is going out of production, and now you're not going to get one. So all the TTs are going up in price. So I don't really like the prices, but I bet TTSs are like 70 or 80 grand, and the regulars are like 30 grand, because if everyone wants a TTS. So really, if you really want something that looks like a TTS and RS but don't want to spend that much, I do recommend getting a TTS line. Just know it is lacking, but that means it's not a great car. It's a fantastic car. Just
maybe get a tune, maybe do some mods on it. I'm not sure quite if you probably can. I'm not familiar quite with Audi engines. I know some you can, some you can. I'm not quite too familiar about them, but I believe you can with this one. I don't know if I own it, I would upgrade the engine a good bit. But that's it. It's a fantastic car. I really recommend it. And compared to other cars, I really like this car. It's very comfortable and very user friendly. I like all the technology in it because, well, it's an Audi. It's Audi galore. Technology galore. It's a really good car to go mountain driving and stuff like that, and go daily drive to work. It's the perfect car that does a lot of things for it and being a sport car. Whereas something like a Lotus Elise, that car is fantastic. It's just a little uncomfortable, no creature comfort at all. You barely have air conditioning and a radio, and it's just even though it's more reliable because it has a Toyota motor, it's just not really something you want to drive every day. If it's something you want to drive on the weekend or something like that, perfect car for that. But if you're going to drive something every day and you want something that's a little sporty, like if you live by yourself or have another car you use for long trips or wherever your situation is, I do recommend getting an Audi TT. The TT is a fantastic car for that, and I do recommend getting the S-Line over the base if you want something a little sporty. But do know it is not the same as a TTS or TTRS. If you really want something to fun with a lot more power and a lot more handling, that's really a good car to drive on the track, get the TTS. It's a great car. If you want even more something just wild, ridiculous, get TTRS. But you're gonna spend between $50,000 to $100,000 for these cars, and it's just a lot of money. A lot of people don't have that money. This guy got his car for about, I think, 30. I think he said, which is ain't bad for a fairly used car, and it's a TTS line too. So you get a little bit of TTS without spending 50 grand on a car, and it's a really good idea. So this is the best TTS you can get. Sorry, TT you can get for the money. Now, alright, that's it for this video. Be sure to like and subscribe. Be sure to check out my other video I did. Let's see. I'm not sure when I'm posting this video, so maybe like the last video I did. So sign up for us. That's a fun car. And compared to this car, you can't really compare the two. One's rear-wheel drive, this is all-wheel drive. And yes, they're both sport car, but they're two very different cars. So I can't really compare apples to apples. It's more of apples to a... well, I can't really... well, not really the oranges. Never mind. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye!